Hello, everybody. We are back with one of the commenters' questions here. Amy Woodbrook asks, I am inquiring on whether or not to use the equity from the sale of my home to pay off two of my rental properties. I would increase my monthly cash flow and bring my gross rental income to $51,000 yearly. This would consume my total profits from the sale of my home. However, I'm considering that once this becomes a buyer's market, to invest it in a multifamily property instead of paying off the other mortgages. What are your thoughts? Thanks in advance. And thank you, Amy Woodbrook. That is a very good question. So first of all, we want to start out with the $51,000 a year, okay? You stated that, we'll just add the zeros there. You stated that you would increase your monthly cash flow and bring your gross rental income to $51,000 a year, okay? What's the rush, okay? What is the rush on you paying off the mortgages? A lot of times questions are the answer, and if you could answer that question, I think you've already got your answer, whether or not to use the equity to pay off two of your rentals. Is there a rush in paying off those rentals? If you would increase it by let me ask you another question. If you would increase it by $51,000 a year, do you have any place to put that money so that that money continues to grow? Absolutely. You see, I like asking questions that people answer and they get their own answers, right? Instead of me, right, saying, well, you should do this and you should do that. Let's ask the appropriate questions. And listen, you don't know what you don't know. Okay, so let me give you some suggestions here, some recommendations, and then you can absolutely do what you've been doing, because what you've been doing works, and very good, okay, very good. Now, $51,000 is going to increase your monthly cash flow, bring your gross rental income to $51,000 yearly, okay. However, you did state that this would consume your total profits from the sale of the home. When we make a profit, we want to make sure that we keep that profit going. Meaning, would there be another vehicle that you can place your capital inside of so that it doesn't consume it? And perhaps you need to look at it from a different perspective. How about this? Since you said you would actually increase your monthly cash flow, right, and bring your gross rental income to $51,000, that's an increase. So, would it consume your total profits? Would that correctly be called consuming your total profits if you increase in your gross rental income? Would it? Doesn't look like it to me. If you're increasing in the gross rental income, now I don't know what the net income is. That's what we want to look at, right? However, if you're increasing in the income from the capital you use to pay off those two rentals, I don't see how that's consuming. I really don't. I really don't. And then you even got even wiser on me and said, well, when this market turns into a buyer's market, I'm looking into investing in multifamily property. I would do that. Please, right? Go ahead and please do that. BlackRock is doing it. Other institutional buyers are doing it. Why not you? Institutional buyers are doing it. So, of course, do your research in your area, okay? Make sure that's a good thing for you. Make sure that you talk to a realtor in your area. Make sure you're talking to the different, and you know what I'm talking about, the contractors, your team that you probably already have. Make sure you're talking to them in the area, right? And gather that information so that you can say, well, nah, let me go ahead and skip out on that multifamily for now. Or you may be like, yeah, it's going to be turning into a buyer's market really soon here. Let me go ahead and invest in this multifamily right now so that when the tsunami hits, I can be in the way, right? And I'm talking about a good tsunami, all right, of cash flow coming your way. That's what I mean. And so, you have the different ways that you can go. You can look at the $51,000 as a win when you're paying off those rental properties. Okay, you say, well, CJ, what would you do? Listen, I like leverage. Okay, I really like leverage. I also like it, right, when I can pay off properties, but still have some that need the financing, right? So if you have those, is that all the properties that you have? Do you see anything down the road that would lead you to believe, well, it's better to go ahead and pay these off so that the market doesn't, right? Listen, the bottom line is, it's always a good thing to make sure that what you have is actually yours. Yeah, go ahead and pay that off. Why? Because of that right there. You said it will increase. Now, if you said it would stand still, that's a totally different conversation, okay? But you said it would increase. And we always want increase, don't we? We want increase. We want to make sure that we're doing those remodels that put equity back into the property. Okay? We want to make sure that we're making those moves that put more capital back into our pockets. And so, absolutely. Why not? Pay off those rental properties. Okay? If you're not in a rush to pay them off, don't. But since you asked, man, you must be doing things right. And I congratulate you on that, Amy Westbrook, because you said you would increase to $51,000 yearly. Take the increase. Okay? Take the increase. And who's to say? Because I know, watch this. I know you're like, but what about if it turns into a buyer's market? So what? You still have leverage. Look, I'm considering that once this becomes a buyer's market, to invest it in a multi-family property instead of paying off the other mortgages. Invest in that multi-family property. That is if you're not over leveraged. Okay? What's wrong with paying off those two rentals, right? And then making sure that you can invest in that multifamily property. This is why I say this. It's better to have a good reputation than silver and gold. Market yourself as someone who is responsible, right, with their finances. How many people can say, I got 2 properties? How many people can say, I got 2 properties that are paid off? When they look and they do their investigations on the seller or the owner, which is you, they're going to see that you already have 2 properties paid off. They're going to see that you are more stable, okay? And that good reputation will lead to more cash flow for you, okay? Absolutely. Let's go ahead and continue that conversation. If you have any more questions on that, please don't hesitate. CreditWiz and InvestorPro.org. The bottom line is, since you said increase to 51,000, 2 rentals, go ahead and sell them. Go ahead and sell them, okay? But make sure that you're getting top dollar on it if you're in a seller's market, right? Seller's market is 1 to 3 months. I know it is here in Arizona. 1 to 3 months. It's staying on the listing and then it's leaving. It's leaving here in about 30 to 45 days. They are off the market quick. They're getting sold quick. All right. So we want to make sure we're taking advantage of that. Okay. And boy, boy, go ahead and pay it off. Pay it off. If you have other properties to sell, why not go ahead and see what you can get on them? And just like I said, seller's market, pay it off. Pay it off. Okay? Sell them off. Yeah. Anything else? CreditWiz@InvestorPro.org. Thank you so much for the question, Amy. God bless, and you have a great night.